Good evening. I'm Jesse Boyd, principal of King George High School, and on behalf of our faculty and staff, I would like to welcome you to our first virtual open house. What I'd like to do this evening is begin by letting you know that we have missed you guys immensely since March. We look forward to getting back connected with you, even though as we begin it will be in a virtual manner, and I'm going to explain this evening what that's going to look like on our end and how you should expect to receive us on your end. Okay, let's jump right into a few slides where I can introduce to you more specifically what the instructional plan will be for King George High School as we move forward. If you take a look at this slide titled King George High School's Virtual Instruction Guidance, it's going to begin to give you a better idea of the expectations we have as we begin school in the fall. And now remember, our goals on the front end were to make sure that as best we can, we provide the opportunities that we traditionally would have provided to students in the building in this virtual environment. So we're trying to create a virtual environment that is very similar or analogous to what we could provide here in the building so that students can still acquire all of the credits that they would have received. And really, they don't have to lose anything in this virtual offering that we've come up with. So take a look at the table, and what you'll see is the days of the week listed across the top of the table, Monday through Friday. And then in the lighter shading, you'll see a teacher's daily schedule, and these are in general terms. And then below, you'll see a student's daily schedule, and again, in general terms. I'll get more specific as we move through the slides. You'll see Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The expectation for teachers is to focus on all 4 blocks and to provide synchronous instruction for all 4 blocks. Synchronous is just a fancy word for real-time live instruction, where a teacher and a group of students is going to log on via Chromebooks at the same time and get together like they would in this building in a classroom. So we will be doing that in a virtual environment, very similar to what we did when we were in this building. Working down that table, a teacher, just like they would have done in this building, will be providing 3 hours of synchronous instruction, which is whole class meetings. So a teacher in their entire class will meet. Now that 3 hours is total for the day. That's not for every class. And I'll work through the bell schedule as we work our way down. Below that is 1 to 2 hours of synchronous instruction, which again includes real-time live instruction, but it would not necessarily be with the whole class. It would be question sessions, it could be guided practice, and probably most specifically it's going to be small group meetings or individual student meetings. So as you guys know, there are times where you are separated into groups in classes, or times where it's beneficial for you to meet individually with a teacher. And we're going to provide for that in this schedule. The final thing for a teacher's daily schedule is 1 to 2 hours of planning and material creation. And then LMS management is it's going to be a new program for us called Canvas. LMS stands for a Learning Management System. It's used on the college levels right now pretty frequently. And in this COVID environment, I think most schools in the country right now are employing a learning management system. So ours is called Canvas. It's a very well-known learning management system. Teachers are learning it as I speak, and students will have an opportunity as well to understand what the program looks like from their end. Working our way down to a student's daily schedule. So again, in general terms, for the entire day, a student can expect to have roughly 4 hours of synchronous instruction. So 4 hours of logging onto a computer at a specific time, meeting their classmates, and also meeting their teacher during those hours. That's total for a school day. There should also be an understanding and an expectation that they'll probably give about an hour of that time to small group meetings or individual student meetings with teachers. The final thing is 1 to 2 hours of asynchronous learning and practice. And this would be synonymous to homework. So asynchronous, again, is kind of a fancy word for providing instruction that is not necessarily in real time. This could be video recordings. This could be assignments that are posted in Canvas. And this could be
similar to what you thought of as homework in the past. So it would be a total of 1 to 2 hours of asynchronous instruction. And as you work your way down there and you're adding up those hours, you're looking at 6 to 7 hours of instruction and connecting with your classmates and your teachers on any given day. So it's very close and very analogous to what we were offering in this building. And if you take a look, you'll see Wednesday is a bit unique. Wednesday, we will still be providing instruction asynchronously. So again, this is not live instruction, but this would be practice assignments or enrichment assignments to students. The expectation is that they're working asynchronously on these activities on Wednesday. And currently on Wednesday, the plan, because everything is new to our teachers and everything continues to change, is to provide distance learning to our students, but also spend a lot of time planning, figuring out what's working through this process, figuring out what we need to go back to the drawing board on. They'll be doing lesson planning because the lesson plans are entirely new now that we've jumped into this virtual environment. So they'll spend countless hours trying to refine lesson plans. We'll continue to offer professional development. That's our PD there. To our teachers, because the mediums now that they have to be familiar with to connect with our students is entirely different than what we did in a classroom. So we're making sure that they're up to speed on Canvas, our learning management system, as I mentioned, Google Meet, and a number of other softwares that we will be using now in this virtual environment. We'll have to continue to explore and become experts at as we move forward in this first 9 weeks of the school year in this virtual environment. I'm going to move forward. The virtual bell schedule. So as you remember me describing earlier, the plan is to offer and to provide our students with the education virtually as close as possible to what we could offer here in the building. So here in the building and virtually, your students will be registered for, enrolled in, and signed up for 4 classes. On the left-hand side, you'll see that table, and that table starts off on the left-hand side with the blocks that your student or students are enrolled in. So first block, second block, we've got a lunch scheduled daily for all students and teachers, and then they would go into their third and fourth blocks. I want to talk about, and I'll just use first block as an example. This is going to be a little more specific than what I showed you in the last slide. For school started every morning here when we were in the building at 7:30. It'll continue to start at 7:30 in this virtual environment. From 7:30 to 8:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, your student will log on via the Chromebook and hotspot if needed for whole class instruction. So they will arrive in a virtual environment where their teacher will be present and their classmates will be present and instruction will be provided. Outside of that 1 hour of whole class instruction, there will be roughly 33 minutes every period where small group or individual student meetings will occur. So this will not be every student every day, but what this will be analogous to is an opportunity for students and teachers to meet in small groups if needed, or individual student meetings. So if a student is struggling in a course, or if a group project is initiated and students need feedback on that project, this time, every day outside of Wednesday will be provided for every instructional block. And you can see how that breaks down in the daily schedule. So every day, every block will have an hour of an hour of whole class instruction that is synchronous, and that is illustrated in this table with the dark yellow background, and then that 33 minutes that I just discussed for small group and individual student meetings will take place in every instructional block, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and that can be shown in that dark gray section of the table. And then finally, all teachers and students will have lunch in this bell schedule from 10:46 to 11:19 daily. So you can see our goal here is to provide a very robust and rigorous education for our students as we move forward so that they can continue to acquire the credits that they need for graduation. They don't lose a lot in this design. And the other thing that this design is great for is that as we move forward and we discuss entering the building again or possibly entering the building and going back out into a virtual environment, this bell schedule is exactly the same as the bell schedule that we'll have in the building. So students will be accustomed to and familiar with the bell schedule virtually, and when they come back into the building, it'll be the same exact bell schedule when they return from the virtual environment. So we honestly hope that happens sooner than later. I'm going to move forward. This slide is titled 2021. So this school year, King George High School's academic grading periods. So if you have been here for some time, you'll know that in the past we operated on a 6-week grading period, which was different than all the other schools in the division. The elementary and middle schools for years have operated on a 9-week grading scale. And as we move forward into this virtual environment, and as we know the first 9 weeks of the school year will be virtual, we will now operate on a 9-week grading scale. So the way that looks is every 9 weeks, a student will receive a report card. And at 4.5 weeks, a student will receive an interim. Now, those will come in the traditional form, in the form that we were probably all accustomed to. As you all know, and if you don't know, we use PowerSchool as our student management system. And you can log on and look at students' grades in PowerSchool anytime you would like, any day of the week, any hour of the day, to get an accurate representation of where your students stand as far as their grades are concerned. There's also links in PowerSchool where you can email teachers if you need to. And it's really a place where we provide communication to students and parents on their academic progress in courses. And then it's also an opportunity for you to look in, contact teachers, and you can look well beyond even just an overall grade in a course. You can look into what's really equivalent to a teacher's grade book at your child's progress on each assignment. So counseling typically begins the year with talking to you about how to log on and how to access the parent portal, is what they call it in PowerSchool for parents. So continue to expect that to be the case, and I encourage you all to take a look at PowerSchool. But as we move forward, and as this slide indicates, we will be operating on a 9-week grading period moving forward. So these are your dates, and then I'll move on to the next slide. All right, this is a busy slide, and I'm not going to read it all to you. You guys can certainly read it yourself. And I will say that these slides will be available to you outside of this video as well. So I'll make sure that you guys have them to reference as we move forward. But as this environment has changed for us pretty substantially, we thought it was important to begin with a framework for expectations in a virtual environment. So you'll see each column, which has a slightly different shade of blue, has a different title. And on the far left, you'll see what the expectations are for students in this virtual environment. The middle column is the expectations we have of teachers in the virtual environment. And then finally, on the right-hand side, you'll see the expectations for parents in a virtual environment. I'm going to just take a look right now, as this is open house for you students. I'm going to take a look at the expectations for students. And you'll see as you work your way across this table, the expectation for teacher and parent is pretty similar to the ones that we have for students as far as the tasks we're asking everyone to perform. So one of the expectations for students on the top left part of that table is expect to log in daily for scheduled class meetings, individual or teacher meetings, group discussions, etc. So again, we're going to set ourselves up for success as we move into the fall, and it's going to look a whole lot different than what we were able to offer last spring. Last spring, COVID hit, and we didn't have the time to prepare school as we have had time to prepare school now for this coming fall. So as we roll into this new school year, expect to log in daily with your Chromebook into live sessions with your teacher, similar to what you would do if you were to jump on the school bus in the morning and come to school for a school day. The second expectation is complete and submit all assignments on time through the use of Canvas, which is our new online learning management system. So you're going to, don't stress about this, you're going to have an opportunity to learn Canvas as we move forward. That's really going to be step one for teachers or for students to learn Canvas. It's not a difficult program to learn, but again, it's going to be that hub where students and teachers get together to meet and offer instruction. Next expectation is to prepare to engage in a virtual environment that is as rigorous as a traditional in-person class. So this again is what I was discussing. It's been our goal in this process of creating a plan to provide as rigorous and as opportunistic plan for our students as we move forward. So be prepared to log in and engage in the virtual environment like you would log in and engage in the in-person environment. Next expectation, and this is an important one, attendance will matter. We spoke extensively about how some of us lost track with many students in last spring, and some for obvious reasons, and some for reasons that we well, let me just say it this way: we missed you guys. It's very important that you are present. So be prepared to engage daily with all of your teachers through live sessions and assignments. There's an expectation from the state Department of Education on down that we record attendance, and they've talked extensively now about attendance and how we're going to record it. And it's going to be a little different than it was in the past. The state is referring to attendance as meaningful interactions. So they are expecting every day for us to have a meaningful interaction with you. So what that looks like is you logging on. That could be you responding to a discussion prompt. That could be you submitting an assignment or sending an email. A meaningful interaction is where you have responded and have reached back out to the school, showing us that you're present. So the state is expecting that to occur every day, and we're going to work on how to make sure that that happens. Next expectation is to engage in teacher-led instruction and complete all assigned activities to further your understanding, evidence through high academic marks. So again, I told you last spring, because of the situation we were in, your grades didn't go down. As we begin this new school year, we will begin to assess you and grade you in ways that we traditionally did in the building. So you are going to need to engage. You're going to need to complete the assignments as they are offered by teachers, and you will begin to see your grade fluctuate up and down in Power School as it traditionally would have done in the building. Be available online between 7:30 a.m. and 2:35 p.m. to engage in real-time lessons with your teachers and classmates. So this is the goal. We need you in school virtually as we needed you in school when we were allowed to be in the building. So if this turns out to be an expectation that you can't meet, I'm going to ask that you speak to your teachers individually and talk about possible plans for mitigating that concern. But right now, the idea is that we are in school virtually as we were when we were in the building. Be prepared to connect with your teachers at a much higher frequency than you did last spring. So again, I've covered this. Last spring was kind of a situation where we had to react and create an emergency learning plan. This fall, as we open up, we are being proactive, and we're going to create a plan that is much more complex and much more addresses the needs of our students much better than we were able to do in the spring. And then finally, expect to connect online. If you need a Chromebook or a Wi-Fi hotspot, then at this point, you guys should have received either an email or a phone messenger that's called your house. And if you haven't, then I would suggest you reach out to the school or even the school board office at this point. We can get you in the right direction. If you need a Chromebook or if you need internet connectivity via a Wi-Fi hotspot. So, as you can see, the expectations are real. We are going to start school and we are going to provide a rigorous educational offering that is going to get you all of the credits and all of the experiences that you would have had if you entered this building. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be hard for all of us, all of our stakeholder groups, students, teachers, parents. We're all going to work together through this time to continue to refine this product that we're going to offer. I want you all to know, and I've said, this is a good plan, and this is a plan that I believe is going to address our students' needs better than it did in the spring. However, I want everyone to know that it is not a substitute for what we are able to offer in this building. So we are going to work diligently to make sure that we meet student needs, that we continue to connect, and that we provide instruction and assessment as best we possibly can in this virtual environment, similar to what we did in the school building, with a full understanding that we're going to learn along the way and we're going to continue to get it right. So in order to do that, I need support from teachers. I need input and feedback from students, and I also need that from parents as well. So all of you guys are obviously an important piece of the puzzle when we move forward in education, and I need to know from your perspective what things are looking like. So I'm going to provide opportunities as we move forward for you to connect with me. You can always send me an email if you need to send me an email and ask a question. Oftentimes your question is the question of many others. So it helps me in navigating this plan as we move forward, because your questions prompt us to think about things in a different way. So I look forward to doing this together with you all, students and parents and teachers. And I think together, if we stay open-minded and understanding, and we push forward like we've never pushed forward before, I think we're going to provide a pretty good education for the students of this county with this plan. Thank you for taking that time to review the opening plan with me for King George High School for the 2021 school year. The plan, as you've seen, really takes into respect the expectations that we have from the State Department of Education and our school board. And certainly I hope it meets the expectations that you have for your students or your children as we start this new school year. I want to remind you guys that I'm always here with open ears and open arms, and want this plan to work for all of us. So I want to extend an invitation again for you to reach out and communicate with me. My email address is jboyd, J-B-O-Y-D, at kgcs.k12.va.us. Hopefully I received some questions from you all, and I look forward to starting this school year as a partner with you in your child's education.
Hello, and welcome to the wonderful world of math. Most math classes are located in the math wing of the high school, which is on the bottom floor to the right of the library. My name is Miss Evie Polkonic. I am the math department chair. I teach Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 honors. My supply list is paper, pencils and or pens, laptop or Chromebook, 3-ring binder or folder/notebook, and highlighters. This is Mr. David Vogel. He teaches computer science. His supply list is notebook, pens, internet access. This is Mrs. Stephanie Fox. She teaches math analysis and geometry. Her supply list for math analysis is either loose leaf paper and a binder or a spiral notebook, colored pencils, highlighters, or pens. If internet connection is not available, a flash drive to download course materials would be helpful. Her supply list for geometry is paper, graph paper, headphones, ruler, pencils or pens, colored pencils, pens, or highlighters, access to a camera or Chromebooks to photograph assignments, access to Desmos.com for calculator. This is Mr. O'Neill Matthews. He teaches discrete and AFDA. His supply list is notebook or large 3-ring binder with plenty of loose leaf paper, pencils, a calculator is recommended, and access to Desmos also recommended. This is Mrs. Ann Lewis. She teaches Algebra 1 and Geometry. Her supply list is paper, graph paper, headphones, ruler, pencils or pens, colored pencils, pens or highlighters, access to a camera or Chromebooks to photograph assignments, access to Desmos.com for calculator. This is Mrs. Erin Brader. She teaches Algebra 1 and Algebra 1 Part 1. Her supply list is Chromebook, pencils, expo markers, 2-inch or 2.5-inch 3-ring binder, and paper. This is Mr. Mark Morgan. He teaches Algebra 2. His supply list is access to internet, paper, pencils and pens, 3-ring binder. This is Mr. David Loudon. He teaches Algebra 1 Part 1. His supply list is paper, pencils, and an organizer of your choice. This is Mrs. Chris Bentz. She teaches geometry. Her supply list is paper, graph paper, headphones, ruler, pencils or pens, colored pencils, pens or highlighters, access to a camera or Chromebooks to photograph assignments, access to Desmos.com for calculator. This is Mr. James DeGrandis. He teaches Algebra 1 and Probability and Statistics. His supply list is a composition notebook, printer or loose leaf paper and writing instruments, a calculator if you don't have internet, earbuds/headphones, separate work area, comfortable chair, and a sunny disposition/eagerness to learn. This is Mrs. Laura Vecchione. She teaches geometry and calculus. Her calculus supply list is paper, graph paper, pencils, colored pens, and 3-prong folder. Her geometry supply list is paper, graph paper, headphones, ruler, pencils or pens, colored pencils, pens or highlighters, access to camera or Chromebooks to photograph assignments, and access to Desmos.com for calculator. This is Mr. Danny McNamara. He teaches calculus and CGS. His supply list is paper, something to write with, and a binder. This is Miss Megan Collins. She teaches AFDA and she's also an inclusion teacher. Her supply list is spiral notebook and pencils. This is Miss Heather Ballardson. She teaches Algebra 1 Part 1 and she's also an inclusion teacher. You will have to see her teacher syllabus when you receive it for her supply list. This is the math path. There is a standard diploma and an advanced diploma. For the standard diploma, you would take Algebra 1, Geometry, and AFDA. You could also take AFDA before Geometry. The advanced diploma path is Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, you could also take AFDA in there, and you need one more class after Algebra 2. We offer discrete, computer science with advanced levels and AP available, probability and statistics with AP available, and math analysis, calculus, and AP available.
Hi, my name is Mark Perry, and I teach at King George High School, and I'm going to be the representative for the Social Studies Department. We have a wide range of classes you can take that are both required and electives. We have a team of 9 inspiring teachers who are here to help you. And if you have any questions about required courses or AP courses and electives, please feel free to reach out through the King George County Schools website. And then as a subcategory, the high school, you can find us in the contact area, scroll down to social studies, and you can certainly reach out and ask us any questions. Our department head is Todd Metz, and he will be more than helpful when it comes to addressing your needs. Thank you, and welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. Peace.
Welcome to the KGHS English Department and a new school year. Our department is looking forward to working and learning with you this year. We offer a variety of English 12 courses for grades 9 through 12 as listed here, and we offer several electives as listed here. Our teachers are working diligently to get ready for you. Remember, we're here to help you. This year will bring challenges, but we're better together.
Well, welcome to the 2021 school year. I'm David Allen. I am the chairman of the King George Science Department. And we here in science are gearing up for a challenging year of science instruction. Our staff is busy training for teaching in the virtual environment. Now, I teach earth science and geology. I've been doing it here at King George High School for almost 29 years now. And I may have taught some of you parents that are sitting out there watching this. And if that is so, I would like to say hello again. Too bad I can't see you. I would like to introduce the science staff and to give a short description of what they teach. First teacher is Miss Jennifer Rasnick. She teaches biology, anatomy and physiology, and AP biology. Our second member of our staff is Covey McConnell, and she teaches chemistry and genetics. The third member is Rebecca DeStefano. She teaches biology, along with Thomas Britt, who also teaches just biology. The fifth member of our department is Allie Brinklow. She teaches chemistry and biology. We have Mark Burns, who teaches astronomy and environmental science. And then new to our department this year, we have Miss Elizabeth Barnett. She teaches physics, earth science, and astronomy. And then new to our school and our staff this year, we have Miss Burchett, and she's going to be teaching earth science, chemistry, and environmental science. So that's a very, very quick introduction to the science department. Once again, you'll be able to see these people when they get their Canvas accounts set up and going. That should be within the next couple weeks. Once again, bear with us. There's going to be challenges, but we have an excellent staff and have a feeling that they will rise to the challenges. So again, welcome to King George High School in the school year.
Hello, I'm Susan Patterson, Spanish teacher and department chair at King George High School for World Languages. I'm going to take a few minutes to introduce you to our department and give you some information that you will need for the upcoming school year. Mrs. Neff is a French teacher. She teaches French 1, 2, 3, and level 4, which is an honors class. Mrs. Warder also teaches French, but she teaches AP French, Advanced Placement. Mrs. Hackett teaches Spanish 1 and 2. Mr. Dudley teaches Spanish 3, 4, Honors, and Advanced Placement. Mrs. España teaches Spanish 1, 2, and 3. Mrs. Patterson, that's me. I teach Spanish 1, 2, and 3 as well. So for graduation requirements in world languages, if you're going for an advanced studies diploma, you have two options. You can either take 3 credits of one language, either French or Spanish, or you could take 2 credits of one language and then switch to the other for another 2. So that's up to you if you want the advanced studies diploma, which colleges look for. It's always good to go beyond the level 3 requirement and go on to upper levels too. That looks very good for colleges. If you're going for a standard diploma, you can use 2 credits of world language, but you can also have fine arts or CTE to fulfill that requirement. It is not required for a standard diploma. If you do go on to upper levels and you take the AP test, in addition to potential for college credit, if you score a 3 or higher on the advanced placement exam, you will be awarded the Virginia Seal of Biliteracy on their diploma, which looks really good to colleges. So, how do we learn languages? Tons and tons of input. It should be input that is understood by the student. That's the teacher's job. And it should be interesting and also meaningful communication. So students have to engage in meaningful communication. They have to want to communicate and have a purpose. So how do we do that virtually? Number one, and this is in person or virtually, show up every day to synchronous lessons or in person when we go back. Attendance is so important. I can't stress it enough for all classes, but for language classes especially. If you miss a class, you are missing out on important input. When you show up to your synchronous classes, please have your camera on and participate actively. So you can get lots and lots of input and learn, but if you're not practicing it with your classmates and with your teacher daily, you're not going to learn as well. Listen and read in the language as much as possible. Again, that's more input. So I cannot stress enough, guys, you really need to show up. Parents, please expect your child to show up. And we really recommend having a camera on and unmuting when appropriate to actively participate. So important for a language, and participation is critical. Thank you very much. That is our department in a nutshell. Can't wait to see you guys.
Hi, my name is Kim Truslow. I'm one of the assistant principals here, as well as the supervisor and administrator for our CTE department. The Career Technical Education Department here at King George High School offers over 50 elective opportunities for students. Students have the opportunity to become a CTE completer, as well as take several industry certification exams. As a graduation requirement, students are required during their junior year to take economics and personal finance. In addition, we offer several CTSO organizational opportunities. The CTSOs are an extension of the classroom, and it offers students the ability to not only participate at the local level, but also the state and national level for their organizations. Your teachers will be discussing this more in the classroom with you as we begin school. I invite all students and parents to visit our program of studies on the school website under the counseling page. This will give you a detailed description of all the electives that we offer in the CTE department, as well as all of the courses that we offer here at King George High School. At this time, our CTE department teachers will introduce themselves as well as the classes that they teach. The first that I would like to introduce is Mr. Ward. He is our department chair for the CTE and also is a co-curricular sponsor of Skills USA, and he is our building trades teacher as well as our carpentry teacher.
Hi guys, I'm Missy. I am one of your FBLA advisors. I teach CIS, Advanced CIS, Business Management, and Economics and Personal Finance.
Hi, I'm Heidi Robeson. I teach Economics, Personal Finance, and Accounting. I am a co-advisor with FBLA.
Good afternoon, I'm Mr. Wallowitz, and I want to welcome you to King George High School. I teach IT Fundamentals, Economics, Personal Finance, Video and Media Production, as well as Video and Web Design and Graphics.
Hi. My name is Mrs. D. Strauss. I am the marketing teacher and the DECA advisor here at King George High School. I teach Introduction to Marketing, Marketing, Advanced Marketing, and of course, Economics and Personal Finance.
Hi, I'm Nurse Cameron, and I teach the Nurse Aid course here at King George High School. And I am also the sponsor of HOSA, which is our Health Occupational Students of America.
Hi, my name is Lisa Tate. I am a co-sponsor of HOSA. I will be teaching 3 sections of Introduction to Health and Medical Science this semester. Next semester, I'll be teaching 2 classes of medical terminology and 1 class of Introduction to Health and Medical Science.
Hi, I'm Ray Blazer. I teach sheet metal, welding, and construction technology, and I'm also a Skills USA advisor.
Hi, I'm Kathy Kropp. I teach drafting in CAD. I'm also a sponsor for Skills USA and the National Technical Honor Society.
I'm Greg Hogan. I'll be working with Mr. Ward in teaching of building trades and carpentry.
Hello, I'm David Vogel. I teach cybersecurity fundamentals and cybersecurity software operations for the CTE department.
Hello, I'm Mr. Norris. I am the criminal justice instructor here at King George High School.
I'm Mr. Mitchell. I teach landscaping, horticulture, and greenhouse. I'm also the FFA advisor.
Good afternoon, students, parents. My name is Major Grant Callahan. I am the Senior Naval Science Instructor for the NJRTC program at the high school. Excited for this new semester and all the new challenges that we may face. We'll face them together and we'll accomplish them together. In addition to our regular curriculum in the school, we also have our additional teams, which are drill team, academic team, and air rifle team as well. Look forward to meeting you all virtually and in person in the future, and looking forward to a great semester.
Good afternoon, students and parents. I'm Sergeant Major Frank, the Naval Science Instructor here at King George High School. Looking forward to seeing all of you and interacting with you during this virtual school year. I know it will be challenging, however, we have planned to get it done and keep you motivated and involved while we're doing it. We'll be teaching citizenship, leadership, and physical fitness along with the other Navy requirements that we will be instructing. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hi, my name is Amy Carey. I am part of the physical education, health, and driver's ed department at King George High School. There are 5 teachers in the department. Myself, the male teachers are Mr. Lunsford, Mr. Reviello, and Mr. Muncie, and we have a new addition to our team, and that is Miss Bader. She is coming from Michigan to join us this year. I did do a PowerPoint that hopefully addresses most of your questions about this year. I know it's a little different with physical education being taught virtually. We will do a combination of classroom instruction and physical education. Parents, we just ask for your support with this. And we understand that space and equipment might be limited. We are willing to make accommodations for that, but we're hoping that we can make the best of the situation. And we look forward to seeing our students in a couple of weeks.
Hello and welcome to the King George High School Fine Arts team. We have 2 parts, visual arts and performing arts. Miss Jen Bowles, she's one of the art teachers here at King George High School. She teaches Craft 1, Craft 2, and Creative Painting. She's the first art classroom that you come to on the left when you come in the building. She's in Art Room 101. Then we have Miss Sawyer. She teaches Art 1, Art 2, and Art 4. And she's in the second art room on the left as you come in the building, art room 102. And Miss Maples, she is teaching art 1, craft 1, and she's in the third art room on the left as you come in the building into art room 3. On to performing arts. I'm Katrina Wines, and I'm the theater teacher here at King George High School in the Fine Arts Department chair. I teach theater 1 through 4, and we're down the performing arts hallway. And I am the first room on your right, and that's room 305. And Miss Roberts is in room 312. She teaches music theory, piano, and chorus classes. Mr. Tommy Daniels, he teaches woodwind ensemble, concert band, and brass ensemble, and he's in room 307 down the performing arts hallway. So that's us. We're excited to have you virtually this year, and we'll see you soon.
King George High School is home to a site of the Commonwealth Governor's School. This 4-year regional program offers a comprehensive advanced curriculum for highly motivated students. Students are accepted to the program through an application and interview process. CGS focuses on the core curriculum. English courses taught by Miss Green consist of Honors English 9 and 10, AP Language and Composition, and AP Literature and Composition. History courses, taught by Mrs. McGinnis, start with AP European History in 9th and continue with AP U.S. Government in 10th, AP U.S. History in 11th, and AP Human Geography in 12th grade. The science courses are taught by Miss Davis and Miss Bardenett and include AP Environmental Science, AP Biology, Dual Enrollment Chemistry, and AP Physics 1. The math curriculum offers a split track for students, and classes are taught by Mr. McNamara and Mr. Giles. All 9th graders take Honors Algebra 2. In 10th grade, those students who had geometry in the middle school will progress through the left track shown, while those who did not have geometry will progress through the right track shown. CGS also offers students increased field experience opportunities that include professional theater performances, museum tours, math outings, canoeing and ecological adventures, and more.